First off, I want to say I despise Newt Gingrich. I think he is a toad. I think he is the personification of everything wrong with modern politicians. I think he's egotistical. He is just completely disgusting. He is reprehensible in his personal life. He's just the worst kind of person if you ask me. But I have to say, I was watching Crossfire yesterday, and they had some anti-gun people on there. One of them was a victim of the Virginia Tech shootings. And he was on there talking about how, I was a victim of this shooting. I'm anti-gun. I don't think guns should be allowed, blah, blah, blah. The whole, I got shot, so now I'm an expert, which I never have understood that, because now I guess that means that everyone that got touched inappropriately by a counselor at Bible camp is now a certified psychologist, I guess, by that same line of reasoning. So I never have understood that I was shot, so now I'm an expert on guns. But he's on there. They have another panelist that's one of the members of the Crossfire team that's anti-gun. They have Newt Gingrich, and they have a pro-gun guy. Now, I didn't hear anything new. It was all the same old blah, 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 the iron pipeline. The reason D.C. has so much violence and the reason Chicago has so much violence is because there's this iron pipeline up and down the East Coast where guns are trafficked from pro-gun states to anti-gun states, and that's why there's so much more violence in the anti-gun states. But I have to hand it to Newt Gingrich. He really stood up and stopped him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. I got to clarify this. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that there's more violence in the states where guns aren't allowed, and it's because of the guns from the states where they are allowed, if the states where they are allowed doesn't have more violence. You can't say violence is spilling over into your state if that violence isn't existing in the other states. And to me, that was like the key moment of the whole debate there. That was the thing that made the most sense to me. How can you be saying that the violence in D.C. and the violence in Chicago are not because of Chicago or D.C., and it's not because of the fact that we disarm our population, it's because the states next to us don't disarm their populations, and the guns come pouring into our state. Well, why do the guns suddenly become so much more dangerous when they cross the state line? These are inanimate objects. These are tools. They don't have free will. They don't have intent. They definitely don't have malice. So why, when they cross that state line, if that's true, if they're all coming in from these other states, why do they suddenly become dangerous in your state? Why are they not causing troubles in Virginia? Why does D.C. have higher crime rates than Virginia? Why does Chicago have higher crime rates than Ohio? Just why do, if the guns aren't causing trouble in their points of origin and where they're more abundant, and yet they're causing more trouble in your state, you have to sit and say it can't be the guns, because the guns exist in the other states too. There has to be something else here that's causing the problem. Could it be that you've disarmed the citizens? Could it be that you've just created an entire state or capital, in D.C.'s case, of victims? So maybe that's the difference. Maybe that iron pipeline, as you like to call it, iron pipeline, isn't the problem. Maybe the problem is your politics on the local level. So when you try to demonize tools, you just make a tool out of yourself. So I really wanted to point out that, for once, Newt Gingrich said something that didn't make me sick to my stomach.